Hi everyone, my name is Tally Roberts and this is my blog for this class. On my portfolio, this is my home page and it starts with a welcome to this post. And then I also have my coping strategies, which was my week 2 reflection of my first post. And then over here, I have my 5 takeaways from this class, which I mentioned Trello, um, online classes and being social, not feeling alone or isolated. I also talked about Google Drive and what a wonderful resource I think that is when working with groups. I also talked about time management, and the biggest thing on this class that I've learned is how to take efficient notes when doing college classes. So, those are my 5 main takeaways I give or would share to others. After that, I have my About Me page. Like I said, my name's Hallie Roberts. I'm going to school to be either a nutritionist, a dietetic, or also I'm going for exercise science, so personal training, all of that kind of stuff. I'm currently 19. I live in an apartment with my dog, Bexley. She's a new pup. When I'm not doing school, I love spending time either working out, traveling, going out to eat with my friends. So that's about it for me. The topic of interest I picked when doing this portfolio was how nutrition relates to weight loss. Oftentimes, people believe that mostly it's only dependent upon exercise, but that's really not the case. Most of it is based upon what you eat and what you are fueling your body with. So I found some different sources, some videos, some articles, some news articles, journal articles, etc., on how that relates to losing weight or not. This is a book I found that I thought was really interesting. Also, I think that mostly it's just learning the basics on how to eat. I also talked about that some. I talked about how they go hand in hand together. What you put into your body also has a big effect, but also what you're doing exercise wise, how they can go together to be more beneficial. But I also mentioned that losing weight does not just mean working out and doing hours of cardio. So I talked about the 80-20, where 80% is dependent upon your diet, is 20 is dependent upon your exercise habits. So that was my main points with this. And then on my other page down here, I put some different links to my reflection papers I wrote in this class and just kind of what I've learned throughout it each week, what I thought was important. So you can see right here that this was my week 3 reflection that was based around time, task, and environment management. This was one of the important weeks, I thought, learning about how the environment you study in and complete your work is important, and also how to manage your time. So I thought that was a really important article. And then I have some other lists of my reflection papers that will take you to a link. And then down here, I have my self reflection, mostly just what I've learned about this class and how I've become a better online student and how I think these classes becoming more and more popular and how they've been beneficial to me, allowing me to continue with my schooling and also working and doing some extracurricular activities that I enjoy. So I always used to think that I needed face to face instruction, but this class has really shown me some different strategies I can do in order to succeed as an online student, and I thought that was really helpful. And overall, I just talked about how I really enjoyed this class and how I think that um, online learning, e-learning, etc., is nowhere near stopping, becoming more popular. I think that it's going to receive eventually as much credit, if not more, approval as in-class courses due. So that's mostly my self-reflection. And then for my last page, I just talked about technology and how much technology has changed, how many resources I have found within this class that I didn't realize could be beneficial to me, such as emailing, text messaging, and group messages, and Skype. Talked about how my group and I originally communicated through emailing, which eventually led us to a group text. But without emailing, we wouldn't have been able to exchange numbers, etc., introduce ourselves, and get to know each other. So that was really helpful. And I also consider texting now a pretty important resource, which I never considered before. But looking back now, my group and I never had to meet face to face. We constantly were texting, and it allowed us to quickly communicate with one another. So that was really important when trying to get our assignments done. And also, I just talked about Skype and FaceTime. It's another good resource when tutoring. I mean, if you can't do in-person tutoring, I've done Skype sessions with tutors, counselors, found it very beneficial. It allows, I think, the same amount of work to get done, but you don't have to travel. They don't have to travel. You can do it in your own place on your own convenient time. So, talked about that. And other than that, that's pretty much it. I mean, throughout my thing, I go into a little more detail, but overall, that was pretty much the main sections of my ePortfolio. So, thanks for listening.